Hey ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And in this video, my friend Carlos and I will be telling you guys 5 fragrant things that you didn't know about us, so stay tuned. Now this is an idea that was started by Manny over at the channel Cascade Scents. I'm going to link his channel down below. Really great content there. I was tagged in this video by Dan, Mr. Smelly, and today I'm bringing my good friend Carlos into the video. So these are 5 fragrant things that you didn't know about us. So do you want to start or should I start?
Sure.
Okay.
So for most of my 30s, I wore a blend of oils, which was half Indian patchouli and half Egyptian musk. I would wear that on my wrists, and it was really potent stuff.
Okay.
A couple of years later, I was at my chiropractor's office, and I don't know how it came up, but she was kind of giving me a funky look, and I'm like, what's the matter? She's like, why do you always smell like pot? I said, what, is it this? And she smells, yeah, that's it. I always thought you smelled like pot when you came in here.
Wow.
So.
It's the patchouli. It's definitely the patchouli, 1969 Woodstock.
Yeah.
That's a really cool story. The first story that I have to share, I have my notes written down here, so I'm cheating a little bit, it's actually my mother who got me into fragrances. What would happen is, back when I was in high school, my mom wasn't too technologically savvy, so whenever she wanted to order a perfume for herself, I remember we would always go on Fragrance X. Okay. And she would say, all right, there's a perfume that I want, add it to the shopping cart, and then as a form of compensation, she would say, well, what fragrance do you want? We'll get you a fragrance. And I'm like, Ma, there's no smell-o-vision. I don't know what they smell like. And she would say stuff like, oh, I remember my cousin wears this fragrance and it always smells good on him. Get that for yourself. Which is why I think when I was in high school, I was wearing fragrances like Givenchy's Pie, Paco Rabanne Pour Homme, Acqua di Gio, like a lot of heavy hitters. So even when I was in high school, I had like 25 to 30 bottles in my collection.
Cool. That'll lead to my second. I've been a collector since I'm 21. Back then it was like up to 10 bottles. Okay. Anywhere from 6 to 10 bottles, then it grew to like 20. Fast forward to now, and it's in the hundreds.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's awesome. It's always great when you're able to start when you're very young. Even for me, like all of my friends used to wear Axe and Tag and Bod, and I had one friend who wore Eau de Toilette, and it was my friend June Paul, and he would always wear either Davidoff Cool Water or Curve by Liz Claiborne. And he would always like cycle between those two.
Cool.
So my next story is that my grandmother used to own a shop in which she sold perfume. Not perfume exclusively though. Cool. And from what my mother tells me is that it used to be in Athens, Greece, and she used to have these big jugs, like they were like glass jugs, with like a faucet or a spigot on the front, and people used to bring their own bottles and fill them up.
Cool.
And there were 4 different fragrances. It was jasmine, gardenia, lemon, and one that they just called fougere. And it was 4 different fragrances.
Wow.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll release a perfume line inspired by that.
That's a great story and a great backstory for sure. So my third story, one time it was the winter, I decided I was going to wear Montal's Red Oud.
Oh gosh.
I said, you know what, it's cold out. I put on 10 sprays and went on to the train. The seat next to me was empty, and next stop a woman gets on. She starts coughing and gets up and moves away.
Oh like, man.
It was definitely my cloud. So
yeah, there's no denying that. I mean, Red Oud is like a beast mode performer.
I thought I'd give it an extra spray there, but bad decision.
Oh gosh, well I've had a few of those experiences as well, and I did a video called 5 negative reactions that I've had with fragrances, so I'm gonna link it down below if you haven't checked that one out. So my next fragrant thing that you didn't know about me is that I have something called synesthesia, which is a neurological phenomenon. So that's when the senses communicate with one another, and a lot of times when I smell fragrances, I'm reminded of certain tastes. Like, for example, the fragrance Santa Maria Novella's Nostalgia reminds me of the smell of bowling balls, which also reminds me of the taste of olives.
Bowling ball and olives.
And then I have, gosh, what is it? Zoologist Dragonfly reminds me of the taste of milk thistle tea. And there's a fragrance by Tommy Bahama, it's called Vintage Spice. And it reminds me, that smell reminds me of the taste of blueberries.
Interesting.
Really weird
interesting.
stuff. Yeah, and I can do that with almost every fragrance to some degree or another, but I think those three are the most memorable ones.
There's another form of that where certain smells remind you of colors.
I get that
Something
sometimes
like that?
too. It's not as strong. Like the smell taste thing is a little bit stronger for me.
Cool.
Yeah.
So a fourth fragrant thing about me, I was at an event at 80s of Venustas in Greenwich Village.
Okay.
It was for the launch of, I believe, Jack Perfumes. I don't remember at the moment. But I was there with my friend Suzanne. We were in a corner, and she was chatting with this man, and I was there. And the owner, Carl Britt, says, let me take a picture.
Mm-hmm.
We went about our business. I left that night, and she goes like, did you know that was Gabriel Byrne? I was like, who? Gabriel Byrne is obviously some very famous Irish actor.
Oh my God! Get out of here.
Yeah.
Do you still have the picture?
Yeah.
Can we put it right here for them
Sure.
to see at home?
Sure.
Cool. So the next thing that you might not know about me is I deleted the very first video that I ever recorded for YouTube.
Wow.
If you watch the very first video that I ever published, it's my review of Infusion Dome. And in that video...
Is that right?
Yeah. In that video, I say, welcome back to another review. Even though that's my first video, because I recorded two thinking, oh, yeah, I'm going to upload them in this order. And I got so nervous over the first one. I was like, wow, this is not good at all.
Well,
and I ended up deleting it.
When I look back at some of my early videos, I would love to delete a couple of them as well. So,
a lot of mine are pretty cringy.
So
what's your next fragrant fact?
My fifth one, we share.
Okay, all right.
We both said 4, I believe.
Are we? Yeah,
I
you
said that
started,
one,
right?
I said this one, I said this one, I said this one. Yeah, so we're up to our 5th.
Okay, so we have a mutual fragrance fact for number 5, which is?
We were at the Fragrance Foundation Awards last month, June 19th, whatever it was. Beautiful day. And it was the end of the night. We were actually going home. We got our gift bags and everything. We were walking down the block.
Yeah.
We stopped for some reason. I don't know why. But at that point, both of our phones had died. We didn't have any juice left. We spot Alberto Marias a few feet away from us.
Yeah.
I was like, Steven, we just have to go.
Yeah.
We have to go. So we walk up to him, Mr. Marias. Hi, I'm Carlos from Brooklyn Fragrance. This is Steven from Adolescence. And we introduce ourselves, and he's gracious and friendly. And he smells really good. I'm like, sir, what are you wearing? He says, Gucci Absolute. He and I, both our eyes, we went like, that's one that we didn't give a glowing review to on my channel, and we were like, oh man.
And you ended up complimenting him on it.
Yeah. It worked better on his skin, what can I tell you?
And then I said to him, I'm a huge fan of your work, and I told him one of my favorite fragrances by you is Acqua Decima. And he goes, huh?
He had no idea.
Acqua Decima by Eau de Tali. Oh, yeah, Eau de Tali.
So he's done so much.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. So, all right. So there you have it. Those were 5 fragrant things that you didn't know about us. Hopefully you didn't know those things. And at this point, we would like to tag 2 other reviewers. And I guess I'll start. I would like to tag Bradley from the channel Triple Ink. He has a great channel, up and coming. I'm going to leave his information down below to where you can check his channel out. And who would you like to tag?
I would like to tag Ashton from GenSense. Great channel, great guy, down to earth, and I think he'll do this, so I think I made a right choice. I hope you do it. You better do it, Ashton.
Cool. I'm pretty sure he'll do it.
This was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Thank you for being in this video,
My
Carlos.
pleasure.
I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
And I'm excited to see with what the next 2 people who were tagged, what they come up with, what their 5 fragrant things that we didn't know about them are. I want to thank you guys for watching my video. Also, remember to subscribe to Carlos. His channel's information is going to be down below as well. Remember to subscribe to my channel too. And please enable notifications by clicking on the bell so you never miss any content.
Ding!
Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye-bye.
Take care.